The rumors have been swirling for a couple of weeks now, but will Conservative MP Jason Kenney leave federal politics and run for the leadership of the Alberta Progressive Conservatives? Kenney hasn't confirmed or denied a run for either the federal or provincial Conservatives, but he recently purchased a membership with the PCAA. The PCs may not seem like a good fit for Kenney, but from the perspective of running on a platform that's committed to uniting the right, it's a really smart idea because it will most likely work. Conservatives respect Jason Kenney, and there's no doubt that members of both the Wildrose Party and the Progressive Conservatives would get behind him to unite the right. And I think a leadership role for Kenney would do two things. It would force both parties to come to the table on unification talks, and it would purge the Progressive Conservative Party of the Liberals in conservative clothing, like Prob Gill and Sandra Jensen, who had major cases of Trudeau-mania and supported the federal Liberals at election time. And now Sandra Jensen has vowed to leave the party if Jason Kenney is elected as leader. In an interview with the CBC, Jensen claimed that Kenney is not progressive enough for her liking, and she believes enough people feel that way too. Notice how she didn't mention how unconservative she is. People like Sandra Jensen are from the Alison Redford days. They truly believe that Alberta has turned into a progressive province after the NDP won the election, completely omitting the facts that the province went blue after the federal election, and had the vote not been split, the Conservative vote combined would have won the provincial election. I think Sandra Jensen is stomping her feet because she knows a party led by Jason Kenney will be the end of her. It's basically impossible to get elected as a Liberal in this province, unless, of course, you're her good buddy, David Swan. I don't know, maybe there's a place for her in the NDP. There were those times she voted against her own party, and with them, after all. Kenney is accomplished and has 19 years plus of experience in politics, including a parliamentary secretary position and multiple cabinet posts. What's more is that this isn't his first rodeo. He lived through the Federal Canadian Alliance and Progressive Conservative merger. Let me be critical for a moment too. The leaders of both the PCs and the Wildrose aren't realizing what's in the best interest of Albertans. I think discussions on unifying Conservatives should have taken place between parties immediately following the provincial election. A year later, nothing has changed, and the bickering and egos still linger. I'm not saying that Brian Jean and Rick McIver aren't effective at their jobs, but what's good for Alberta isn't being realized. Principled Alberta Conservatives need to unite, and third-party groups like the Alberta Prosperity Fund and Alberta Can't Wait aren't going to make it happen on their own. Working from within parties will, and Jason Kenney might just be what Alberta needs to make it happen. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.